Ooh, welcome everyone.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Meta Bros podcast. I'm Moldy Potion, and that was my brother, Metacracks.
Hey guys.
And as usual, we're going to be bringing you a bunch of really fun MetaZoo and TCG related news. We just kind of wanted to show off some of these pumpkins real quick. That MetaZoo has started up a pumpkin topic in the Discord, and people are posting their jack-o'-lanterns, and man, these are so good. There's Android Cold.
Yeah, we have Bigfoot in the beginning. I think this one is actually my favorite. Low-key Bunny Man. I love it. Yep, carrying the jack-o'-lantern. Oh, and the hatchet with the little blood drops carved into the pumpkin.
Yeah. So the details.
Yeah, I think this is a Headless Horseman's head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks right.
And there's the horseman himself.
Mm-hmm.
So good. See. Yep. And there we go. Good. And that's the last one. Hey, shout out to everyone who did the pumpkins. Sorry we couldn't include everyone. We just wanted to jump into the show here and show you a couple of them, but go check it out for yourself.
Yeah, they're awesome. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think this one is actually my favorite. Just being Nightfall.
It looks just like the Nightfall box.
I mean, it is that. It's literally, it's the Necronomicon-like spell book of Nightfall.
Nailed it.
Absolutely. And night has fallen.
Yes, it has.
Well, for some of us. For others, we still don't have our boxes, and we won't be getting them for maybe a week or so. Right. Eventually, everything will fall.
It will fall.
Night.
Yeah. Night will fall.
However, we got to read from you straight from Mike. Everyone, due to shipping issues, certain Nightfall products, such as spellbooks and theme decks, will only reach distributors next week. So, delay of several days, maybe a week. You know, we're not in some like cyberpunk situation, but
because he did post this on the 15th, and it's now been a week almost since he said that. So it's probably they're getting to distributors now. Things are just a little behind schedule.
And it doesn't sound like everything, so we'll see. People will be getting product at different times. I've already heard from a couple places saying that they're just going to send the booster box, and others saying they're going to wait until they have everything. So be patient. Night will fall for everyone into your hands.
It will.
Moving on to some good news. It's official that MetaZoo Cryptid Nation will have a second edition in December.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is so important. We need this. We need this, people, because there's so many out there who are very upset that they can't get a hold of MetaZoo. I don't really blame them, you know, and Mike wants people to get MetaZoo. He wants there to be players. He wants people to be able to talk about how awesome his game is, obviously.
And I've heard some rumor that it might be like 200,000 booster boxes.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that's true. We need that. I feel like we need at least that.
Yeah, I do too. I think that the demand right now, even at like, you know, let's say, well, we know Cryptid Nation was 25,000, and then we have Nightfall being double that, 50,000.
Right.
Let's just assume that Wilderness will be 100,000. Well, at that point, and I think that's going to be sometime in like March of 2022, the demand will be so much higher. It already is higher than a 50,000 booster box range. So I feel like giving a huge wave that's 4 times what we already know is being saturated by the market around the holidays will hopefully drop some of those cards that for me would really help, like my spell book. Like Lightning in the Bottle has gotten pretty expensive if I want to put it more. Yeah, and I know I bought a number of them, but I want more. I like to have the playset personally in the spell book. I don't like to move the playset between spell books. I like to complete these spell books and have them there ready for me without having to manipulate or rearrange or forget that I didn't have, you know.
Also, like really, if he wants to be having tournaments and have the community that he's talked about, which I absolutely believe he does want to have those things, he's going to need to get cards into the hands of everybody and let people be able to build the decks they want to build and not just exclude people, you know, because of print runs. But I'm hoping that I'm actually hoping it's more than 200,000, because I feel like right now he could print 500,000 boxes of Nightfall and it would just disappear.
Yeah, well, that's also when he's talking already about it. There's going to be some type of like alternate art in the second edition. Yeah. So it's still going to have some collectability. So who really knows? And yeah, we'll just have to see. I just hope that everyone, I know more people will get it. I don't know. Are you going to buy second edition when it comes? Are
I'm
you
going
going
to
to
buy
try to
some.
collect some?
I want some for sure. I mean, I have a lot of the cards that I think I need just because of the first edition and getting my hands on a bit of it. But the second edition, having those alternate arts by Poncho is really gonna. I want at least a couple of those. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so then you are going to buy it for the collectability for that new art.
Yeah, for a bit of it. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And I'm sure that there's some people that will go much harder than me who want to collect all of the Poncho arts, and so they're going to need to pick up quite a bit of it because I think those are going to be box toppers.
Or again, buy singles, which is more my style. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for second edition because again, I'm going to get those tech cards that are a little expensive right now. Even stuff like Invisible is going for like $2 to $5, and I feel like that should be something like $3 for $1.
Right.
So we can have some affordable spell books and many of them. So that's what I'm looking for is the singles. I can understand if someone would want to collect a bunch of Poncho art, buy singles directly. But would you buy and sit on sealed product of second edition? At this point, like we don't know if there's going to be a box topper.
Maybe.
We've heard there's not going to be box toppers in future sets. I wonder if second edition.
I think I would simply because how hard it is to get a hold of every Nightfall release. I think or not Nightfall, I'm sorry, every MetaZoo release. I think that if you can get a hold of MetaZoo, you should.
For now.
Yeah. So second edition,
And maybe
absolutely
forever.
worth buying and putting away and playing, whatever. It's collectible, it's playable. Absolutely. Because if Wilderness is only 100,000 boxes, God help us. God help us.
Like Kaiser Sose.
Yeah.
So moving on. Next story. Some more good news. Congratulations to Arcrypt.
Yeah, man. Woo. Good job getting the Crafter Award, Crafter Medal, which is, I think he's only given now 4 away. And this was the second one given away because Artcrypt is making some killer cards for the community. I mean, he's been doing awesome art for a while, but if you haven't seen his holographic handmade cards, I mean, they're killer.
Outstanding. I look at my Instagram stories every day just to see that. And he is going to be making different art. He made that announcement. He's been hired to work on a new TCG, Lovecraft inspired, called Lore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more about that TCG in general and Artcrypt's art within it. I mean, I think it's such a cool thing for him to be able to do some darker style art, and because we all know Lovecraft is very dark.
Oh yes, we love
much different than
MetaZoo. We are patrons of Fett's Hut, and it's my understanding that he is developing this game, and that there's actually a tier on his Patreon to support Lore. Pre-Kickstarter. So if you want to be on the ground floor, maybe message Fett's Hut on Instagram. And we're actually part of the MetaZoo tier. This is new to us. We just saw that there's this tier, Lore, and I think it's all tied together. Maybe I'm breaking some news, or maybe this is old news. But moving on to the next story. A little more good news. You want to take this one?
Oh, I'll take this one. Yeah. So any of you who were watching the Discord this week saw that, what was it, on the 12th, did he post it? It was a fundraiser for the Snallygaster Museum. They need to build a new building to kind of make their dreams come true here. And they'd been raising money for a little while, but once Mike opens the floodgates and the MetaZoo community comes running in, it was pretty awesome to watch the donations just kind of stack up.
They succeeded, right? They were fully funded?
Oh, yeah. They're beyond funded now. And if you donated 50 or more, you're getting some merchandise that's like Snallygaster Museum / MetaZoo merch. And if you still want to donate, you can reach out to them at American Snallygaster Museum on Instagram. They're still taking donations. And I'm pretty sure you can get some stickers right now if you just want to message them directly and help out the museum.
And I think it's... is it Sarah Cooper who runs the museum, and she does I think she does the designs for all the merch. So you can, I'm pretty sure you can follow the links. If we find them, we'll drop them below. In fact, I see right there, Instagram, American Snallygaster Museum. We'll have that in the link below. Oh, well, Collecticon happened, and we had our first, second, and third place winners ever.
Pretty awesome. right? The first organized MetaZoo tournament. Man, good job to everybody.
EASTON.
Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, this is EASTON. This is the first place winner holding the cut sheet in the acrylic bolted case. I love the trophies.
Yeah.
I mean, this is history, and he's holding his hand. He's made history. He's the first winner, and he won with a dark aura deck.
Yes, of course. If you would have asked me, I probably would have guessed. A dark aura deck took the lead. Also second place, dark aura deck.
Taylor,
our buddy. Good job, man.
Wizard Jib himself.
Hell yeah.
One of our friends. Congratulations. We were so stoked to see that you took second place with a dark aura deck.
Yeah.
I think it was Hopkinsville Goblins on Hopkinsville Goblins, from what I understand.
Pretty sure they were given dark tribal themed. Well, everybody was given tribal theme decks, and the top 3 all had dark tribal theme decks, and then 3 Nightfall boosters or a Nightfall booster, something that they could cut in with some Nightfall cards.
And then third place goes to Bunny Man.
Bunny Man.
We don't know your name, bro, but absolutely love that you're repping Bunny Man, full costume, sign of the beast around the third place trophy, which is adorable.
It's very, very cute.
Barely a 2-card cutout, but still historic.
I love it.
And I love that Bunny Man was in the winnings.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a great interview with EASTON, who won first place, on Shawn Dimension's YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description below. It starts off with EASTON breaking down the meta that he experienced and his spell book. He lays it all out, tells you what he did, tells you what he got, how he revised it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good interview. Definitely.
So moving on.
Oh, man. Yeah. Right.
Well, this is just the back. This is the Grim Reaper with Indrid Cold writing in, I think, the Book of Shadows.
I believe you are correct.
But who is the Grim Reaper holding?
The baby.
I saw my baby crying hard as she could cry. Sorry, I had to.
It's hard to resist. What could you do?
I know. What could I do? So on the front of this Debrew shirt with Indrid on the back and the Grim Reaper and the mysterious baby, we have Mothman, candy, liquid metal, purple, Halloween, gold, green, Wendigo, black-eyed children, ghost sheet,
so cool.
spookster. There is so much going on. Oh, and you know what? The baby.
Mm-hmm.
You remind me of the babe.
Spookster with the baby. It's too good. It's too good. There's so much happening.
And who is this little character?
My favorite shirt I've seen yet. This is my favorite single piece of merch that I've seen put out.
I know.
And I'm never going to get it.
Well, it's just too expensive. It's, you know, they were, I don't know how much they were at Collecticon, but at this point on eBay, they're about $200. So out of the range at the moment. And you'd have to find your size.
Maybe
These
someday.
are rare items.
Maybe someday.
Super special with the jack-o'-lantern in the front. Oh my goodness. I wonder who did this design. If this was some type of collab, like, I mean, obviously it is, but I wonder who drew this.
Probably Poncho, right?
Probably Poncho is probably something that is said infinitely and beyond throughout the universe now. Probably Poncho, probably Poncho, probably Poncho. Okay. And our next story, more merch. One of the biggest collaborations yet, says Mike. Happy to announce a partnership with Dim Mock. So to me, Dim Mock means death touch.
Well, it does. I think it means that to everybody.
Do you know what it's from?
Is it from Kung Fu?
No. Maybe they used it there also. My memory, if it serves, is Bloodsport. Mm-hmm. The Dim Mock being the death
Bloodsport
touch.
Definitely had it, yeah.
Yeah, when he broke the brick.
Yeah.
And that was the death touch. He broke not the top brick, bottom one.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And he did.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't need to go into Bloodsport now. We want to take a closer look at the Dim Mock merch.
Dope.
So you said that the last one was your favorite so far. Just this style, any of these shirts I want already, because it really focuses on the character. It's got the classic MetaZoo. And you actually said this before. I love the 90s style, like neon kind of like.
Yeah, like radical writing in the back there.
Dim Mock.
Yeah.
Death touch. I just think it looks amazing. And
it does.
It's not too much. It's just enough. And it's still its own little thing. And it's actually adding to it. Like it is the colors of Frogman, like a gradient almost between his eye and his skin. So looking forward to that. Did Mike say, just going back, it's random? Yeah, random shirt design.
Yep, blind boxes again.
Chance at something special and secret, he says.
Hasn't said what.
Stay tuned for more details coming in November. All right. So, yeah, I hope it's limited. I hope they continue to do this.
Oh, yeah. They will.
Everyone gets one. That's great.
Will. It's what I think he's trying to be as fair as possible at this point.
Oh, man. Look at this one. So this one, it looks like the dim mock is every character. Like the Frogman gradient goes on the D. The Mothman gradient goes on the I. You know what I'm saying? The Pieza gradient goes on the M and so on. We got the Cat's gradient, the Hodag gradient, and Sam looks like he's right back there gradient. Sam with the bat. What? You don't think that is exactly what's happening? No, I apologize. Hold on. No. Sam is the M. Pieza bird. You see where I'm going now?
No, I mean,
you are being difficult.
I think you're just kind of rearranging these right now.
No, the gradients of the characters match each letter.
Okay, so who matches the pink and green D?
That's Frogman, and it's a red, technically. It's just off, okay?
Okay.
Frogman. Okay. By the way, Frogman, see all the letters match Frogman?
Yeah.
That's Frogman's gradient.
Yeah.
Now, are you convinced?
Mm-hmm.
They will each have their own gradient. Hodag will be in the gradient of one of those letters. We're not going to go back into it. Let's move on. Okay, guys. So the Nightfall watch has dropped.
It's available. It so much.
And I had trouble finding it.
Yeah, you do have to actually search for watch. I think that's the easiest way, is just go to the search bar and type watch, and it should come right up.
March. There it is. Okay, but here's the thing. And not to confuse you, go search watch or scroll to the bottom and you will see it somewhere. There it is. However, if you happen to go to the marketplace and you hit apparel and merch and then you organize it by newest because it is the newest item, it's not there. And you can scroll all the way through. Don't panic. As we already covered, you go to the main page, scroll down and search. It's just a little bit of clunky UI right now. Not sure why it's not there. And it's not like it was the first time, because when we first had the watch drop, this banner that we're seeing right now, where it's saying Nightfall available, that was the watch banner. Mm-hmm. So all the traffic was driven there. And even with that, only 104 watches of the Cryptid Nation, the first one, were purchased.
Right.
So I'm wondering, and I know you are too, we talked about it. We hope people can find this because we want more people to have it.
Yeah.
And, I guess it's exciting if it's a limited run, but at the same time, this is a cool watch. Like you said it yourself.
Awesome. I absolutely love the design. It's designed by Shawn or Rua. If you don't follow her on Instagram, go follow Rua's palette. She's so good. She does, besides doing MetaZoo cards like Chessie and the new Lightning in a Bottle and this amazing watch right here, she does like just fantastic dinosaur and frog art. Just follow her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, this watch is everything that I love. It's a bunch of Halloween-y creatures coming out of a jack-o'-lantern. This is just, it speaks to my soul.
I don't know all of these creatures yet.
Let's see. Do I know all of them? I know a bunch of them now. The one that I don't know very well is the green alien monster.
With the rainbow kind of horn or ear.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting? I don't know the big eye kind of cat monster.
That's
the cyclopean cat.
Oh, we've seen what that is.
I also don't recall with the the purple monster with the moss and flowers growing on their shoulders.
We've seen that one too.
I know. We've also seen the owl. I see Spookster and I see Ghost Sheet. But Ghost Sheet isn't a beastie. Ghost Sheet is actually an item, an equipment. Isn't that right?
It is an equipment, but once it's equipped to something, the beastie becomes a spirit.
Who's under Ghost Sheet? Was it a little Jersey Devil?
Well, whoever puts on Ghost Sheet becomes a monster, remember? That's the flavor.
Oh, okay.
So you become that monster once you put the sheet on.
All right. Well, there it is, folks. Go search a watch.
Beautiful watch.
Get a Nightfall. Join the 104 people.
Definitely get it. They're really nice watches. They're you don't need batteries for them. They keep time. What is it called? Is it just called automatically? No, analog. There you go. Classic analog. Makes your every second count. Running by high quality automatic mechanical movement without battery support. Yeah, so it's just doing its thing. Lasts forever, doesn't ever stop ticking. It's like, this is what high
Forever.
quality
When
watches
the
are.
universe ends, there will
Yep.
be a Nightfall watch
will.
floating in space, but there won't even be space. There will only be
Yeah.
the Nightfall, watch. So go get one. Moving on. Oh, speaking of merch, and well, these guys, they don't just cover merch. These guys are just they're just good guys. Go check them out. The Refractor line, they cover MetaZoo. And I'm shouting them out specifically because not only do I enjoy listening to them, and they stream their shows and they post a number of videos, they just kind of hang out. You can tell they've been friends like since they were kids. It's just a really easy time, and they just share their thoughts. They're not like advisors or anything, but they are, they did give me good advice.
They have really good info. They do when it comes to like market stuff, and definitely lately with the eBay and everybody who's been selling stuff on eBay, they've got great tips that I've used eBay quite a bit, and they have a lot of tips where I was like, oh man, I did not know that. I didn't know that I only had a 30-day window for something to ship.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You need to know this stuff.
So to just be clear with you guys, I'm just going to repeat what the Refractor line said, but I please, shout out to them and go subscribe, go check them out, go watch their videos. It's well worth it, and they have good information. We bought the Topps product on September 30th. They pointed out that the Topps product on the Topps site, it had a countdown clock that ended October 14th, and it said just under that would not ship for 30 to 35 business days, which if you do the math is basically into December. And that's if everything goes right. So with that in mind, that would mean that would exceed the 60-day limit for you to cancel an item, return an item, get an item refunded that wasn't sent to you that didn't make it. And furthermore, eBay only allows you to buy a pre-order or pre-sale item as long as it's shipped within 30 days. So there's no way that's going to happen. And we would also lose our protection because we paid on September 30th. And by December, that would be all over. These people could actually keep our packages if they wanted. I'm not saying they're all bad. However, with that information, I went and thought, you know what? I am going to cancel these. I'm going to contact the sellers and let them know that I'll still be happy to buy it when it's closer to the date, just so I'm covered. And one of the sellers was not there anymore. And this is a seller that had 100% feedback. I only buy from people who had 100% feedback.
Yeah, this is for real, guys.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
The seller was gone. It said, the count had been unavailable or something like that, or something along those lines. A little red text under the name. I contacted eBay. They did give me a refund. I got, a little nervous there. And I thought, wow, so this is already something that people are scheming on. And I contacted the other sellers directly. And so far, one agreed to give me a refund. And the others, as far as I'm aware, I think they actually shipped something. I don't know what they shipped. It hasn't made it here yet, but I don't think it's Topps because I don't think Topps is shipped. So it says I have to wait till the item arrives. And, we'll see. But at this point, I'm definitely just trying to cancel everything and wait until I'm covered. And I recommend you guys do the same. And thank you, Refractor Line, for pointing all this out because you definitely already saved me $150, $300. And hopefully, I think I am covered. And eBay is really good if you're within that period. I'll get all my money back regardless of what these people are sending right now. I can't imagine it's actually the Topps.
Yeah, I don't know. Be really careful out there with the Topps. I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to lie. I'm leaving a couple of my orders.
You are?
Because I am hoping.
You're just fingers crossing, hoping these are good people. What about the weight factor that they went into? They covered the fact that like this might have an extra card in it. Well, we know some of the packs will. And this is all the Refractor Line again, guys. They said, unless it's a code card, basically, like they put in an extra card in every pack, you know what I mean? And then one of them special, then someone could weigh it. And we don't know. I'm just suggesting be careful.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate them cautioning me.
Yeah, I canceled all my orders except one. I left one.
Okay.
I'm just like, I don't know.
One in the chamber.
I don't know. Maybe,
just hoping.
Maybe it'll show up and I'll get the Mike Waddell card.
Roll the dice. That would be wild if that one got you the Mike Waddell card.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. You want to take this?
Yeah, this is cool, guys. So if anybody out there is very, very passionate about MetaZoo and playing it properly, you should reach out to Channel Fireball because they're looking for people to write. Specifically, it seems like they're looking for writers, metazoologists, but none of us are metazoologists yet. We're all trying to be. Some of you are. I'm not. Some of you are. Good job, guys.
No, you said us as in like,
but
we're
like
not yet.
Us, the normies who are trying and not passing the test. That's okay. You should reach out to Channel Fireball. That's totally acceptable to them. Just show them a 500-word sample of your work. of you talking about whatever you would like to talk about in an article about MetaZoo. Maybe your deck idea, or maybe just telling somebody what the game of MetaZoo is. Whatever it is, 500 words, send it to editor@channelfireball.com with MetaZoo search in the subject line.
Yep. Wouldn't want to miss that. Can you tell who I'm thinking should do this? I don't know if they want to, but first thing, who do you think?
Ghost Bear.
You got it.
Yeah.
Ghost Bear. I'm thinking of you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Totally.
Submissions are due by October 27th. Winner will be contacted by the 8th of November. So you guys have, from the time you're going to hear this, you probably have a couple days to get something into editor@channelfireball.com.
Go get it, Ghost Bear. It's Halloween, man. You're a ghost.
Go, guys.
And we're going into the holidays like Christmas.
Write articles.
Bears are perfect.
Write
and
articles for Channel Fireball.
Of bears. I didn't even mean to do that, but here it is. Shout out to whoever in our comment section. I apologize. I don't remember.
There were a couple of you. I know George told me, but somebody got there first as well and was telling us that, the cryptic message that Mike was talking about, where Chaos Crystal Enthusiast dropped a teddy bear emoji and then Mike dropped the brick emoji. And we were saying, is it Supreme? Is it brick and mortar? I think you guys are much more correct in saying it's Bear Brick, a highly collectible company that we didn't know existed until you guys told us to check it out.
Totally. And these are, some of these are like really rad. Like this Daft Punk one is cool. And these are listings. I had no idea this was a thing. This is
the Garfield,
the Slimer.
They're so weird. I love them.
Really fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Immediately I'm drawn to it. So, and there's big ones and there's little ones. And these big ones are rather expensive in case,
I'm seeing a $16,000 one.
Well,
there's a $4,000 one.
But those are listings. Let's go. John from Garfield. Wow. A John Bear. Let's go to a sold listing on eBay, October 21st.
4,000.
Yeah. And I don't understand it yet, but you know what? People probably look at MetaZoo and go, I don't get it either. Probably. Of course that's happening. Everyone does that. There's always a moment in everyone's life where you realize there's no moment where everyone likes you.
There's a moment where you realize there's no moment.
I think I fucked that up. Never mind. I was trying to do something and now we're not gonna. So
new moment.
Actually, one of my friends has one of these. He just showed me this because I brought this up with him, this Bear Brick thing. And he showed me this little Lego and it's really heavy. It's like a heavy, thick resin cast.
That's cool.
But it's tiny. And $50, that's more reasonable. I can't do that.
Yeah.
The 4,000,
no.
that's never going to happen.
No, sorry guys.
Well, maybe not never, but not now.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a $50 MetaZoo Bear Brick. A 13. There's a 13.
Yeah, there's a 10. I don't know if these are real or not. These could be ripoffs. These could be fakes. But there's a $180 Mickey Mouse.
My God.
That's pretty rad. So yeah, we'll see if that's the case. I think it is. I think you guys are totally right. I think you called it. Thank you for educating me.
Yes,
because it's actually cool.
Thank you, wise audience.
And I would love to see.
Oh my God, Kermit.
I know. That's why I laughed too.
Oh my God,
I'm getting distracted. I'm enjoying this so much. We should just move on because let's move on. If you're listening,
Bear Brick's real cool.
You got to go look at it for yourself.
Very excited to see if MetaZoo's doing something with Bear Brick, what that's going to look like.
I hope they do. I would definitely like to get a tiny one or a tiny 10. No, that would be too much. That would be $500 on Bear Bricks. That's approaching insanity for me right now. So speaking of cryptic messages, because that was the Bear Brick message, we have another one. We have a fly from Mike. Mm-hmm. Don't know what this one means. I think the obvious would be fly on the wall. Yeah. Like the Eye of Sauron style, he sees all.
Yes, I think he's watching the sales and the distribution and how everybody's, pricing and talking online about MetaZoo. I think he's just saying, I see you.
Yeah. And he's opened up feedback. So if you have a LGS or someone you're buying from online who has sold close or at retail, to report that, to let him know, because that's, that's like his nice list. Yes. And you don't want to be on MetaZoo's naughty list moving into the holidays or wilderness when suddenly he finds out you've been selling such overpriced,
Mikey, no likey
booster boxes or whatever it is. Yeah. Mikey, no likey. That suddenly you don't get your allocation next time. But you know what? Who does? The good people at places like Fett's Hut, at places like Loot Kingdom, at places like
Pokevolver,
Kitchen Table TCG,
Yep.
Pokevolver, of course, and a number of others. Those people hopefully will be rewarded with more allocation. I hope that's what that means. I think we all are.
I think that's what he's doing. I mean, he kind of said that. That was the point of the survey. It was that, take the survey, tell us stores that are selling it at MSRP because we want to know, because we will give them more allocations in the future.
That's
just what a great model.
Just beat the bots, beat the scalpers, beat all of it. Just go straight to the source.
Though I also think it's possible the fly just means that he's announcing his new partnership with 1986 Jeff Goldblum.
Oh.
Yeah, which could be huge.
Step out of the chamber and wilderness,
totally.
And now there's a fly Jeff Goldblum who's going to be like the main cryptid, the main beastie.
He's the new star.
That's probably really what's happening.
We've got the fly.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Jeff Goldblum.
I think that's what's going on. But who am I? Who am I to say?
Speaking of Mothman, moving on to the next story. Sotheby's auction,
our boy,
went live.
How's he doing? What's it at now?
The 1 of 1 NFT. We're going to check
it.
By the way, music by Steve Aoki. The art, the design, the 3D animation itself was actually by Gal Yusuf. And I didn't get that right last week. And there's a Vogue article on Gal that we're going to put below. We're also going to check out his Instagram in a second. But first, we're going to click on the latest. I just hit refresh before the show. I have not looked yet. What is the bid up to after what?
I'm going to guess
48 hours?
50.
50 what? Thousand? Okay. The last time we checked, well, let's just take a look. 22,000.
It's still a 22. Holding on to it. Visply.
I look at that as either versus ply or V supply.
Yeah.
Like virtual
I think
supply.
all of us are wrong.
And he's an artist that we follow on Instagram. Really fun to follow his account. Does some interesting things.
Yeah.
And to see him at the top, I've also seen him in a couple whatnots, I believe.
Man.
Oh, hey, V supply, I would love it to stay with the community. If you could, that would be amazing. Cause I feel like we're all connected in this, ground
but
level.
Come on,
MetaZoo.
like the third grandson of Wilhelm Reich is going to buy this for like $750,000 or something.
All right. Well, that's pretty close. Cause if we consider that we had a Mothman sample sell for $38,000 this week, then maybe $350,000, like $380,000 is reasonable, considering that there's only 100 Mothman Black Border samples,
right,
and there's a 1 of 1 NFT, and this is the first time that an NFT that is a TCG has been sold at Sotheby's.
Right.
So I think it's historic, and I think we're going to see at least a floor of $380,000 because of the supply and demand that we've just seen with the Black Border sample card.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. I mean, it's the first one, like you said, and I have a feeling that last day, it's going to be like watching the Super Bowl. Like, it's going to be so exciting to watch the prices on that last day just climb, and the FOMO build, and rich, super filthy, awesome, crazy rich people just like, I think it's going to get pretty insane. It's going to be fun.
You still think it's going to go over 1 million?
I kind of think it will. I mean, the other gauge that you could judge this by is like Steve Aoki's last NFT, like we said, which was $888,888. So I don't know. There's a chance.
We will see. And I'm going to end on that one. This is all his art, by the way. All of this is his design, his 3D.
Yeah, Gal Yosef is amazing.
Yeah,
amazing work.
He hits my heart. And he's doing these things where it's like he's taking all of the nostalgia. Look at that. Look at the attention to detail in the hat, how he breaks it down. Look at the eye detail.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And these are all characters that we've grown up with. Hello Kitty. Oh, Buzz. And he's smoking a cigar with a Gucci spacesuit. I do. Wow.
It's so many layers.
Don't even have the
of
words.
Pop culture. You just have to love it.
So that's our Mothman design. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Stevie Aoki. Thank you, Gal. This is just fun. Absolutely, fun. So with that, let's talk about NFTs a little more, because
really, you want to talk about NFTs a little more?
Yeah, I know, guys.
Let's do it.
Because all the NFTs sold out on
they're gone.
Mintable. And if you see that there's an NFT on Mintable, Look, we've seen Hodag is still available. We've seen a couple like this, but we've had friends contact us and say their transaction sales failed. Excuse me. It didn't make the sale. And they've tried several times and they lost their gas, and we don't know. That has clunky UI also. Mintable has terrible UI right now. When the Sotheby's auction went live, there was still, I'm giving a rough estimate. I was sitting on Mintable Live. I was just curious. I think there was about 50 NFTs. I was counting them by the day up until the Sotheby's auction. I was seeing them almost half every day just disappear. And then they all disappeared right in front of our eyes. And I contacted friends and said, hey, this is a last minute thing. And a couple of them went in, and a couple of them got some and a couple of them didn't. And a number of them ended up contacting us and saying, hey, I don't get it. Like, this Hodag is still there. And today I checked and the Hodag is still there. Yep. And I've heard of like 3 or 4 failed transactions from different people. So we're just trying to warn you. Be careful. Yeah, so you don't burn your gas.
But basically, if it's for sale and it's at a really low price,
hesitate.
That's for a weird reason. It should be gone at this point because they have all disappeared. So if there's one sitting at a low price, it's probably some sort of glitch or error like these friends of ours have been dealing with. Because otherwise, trust me, somebody would have snatched it up. All of them disappeared.
Or just expect to lose the gas and roll the dice, and maybe, but don't. And you've been warned now. The point is, they've all moved up to a floor price of 0.2 ETH for the most part.
Which is insane.
It is, because Mike was giving these away virtually for free. It was like 0.00 something. It was less than $1. So you really just had to pay the gas. So anyone could get in on these, especially if you waited until gas was low. We got them as cheap as $30. And I think that I think this is not coming down now. I think that the first set is gone, and I know that Nightfall is going to be coming at some point, and I feel like there will be a rush because you could get Bigfoot last week for, like we said, $50 easily. You could get a number of them.
And that's just the gas fee. Like, take away the gas fee and it's literally like fractions of a cent.
Mike was charging just to make it a sale. Like, it was nothing. Yeah. Just so it wasn't negative. So he wasn't paying you.
Right.
And now we have a sale today of Bigfoot for 0.49 ETH, which is $2,000 at the current market price.
That's crazy.
All the river dinos, which you could get, we got a couple for like $30, are now 0.1 ETH. So approximately $400. Hodag went for $1,600. And there hasn't been a lot of volume. In fact, that's it. I just read it to you. The entire trade volume right now is 1.1, but as a result, everyone has moved up their price, both on Mintable and the people have moved their NFTs from Mintable to Opensea, which is what we're looking at right now. So it's just, it's an interesting time. It's interesting to see. We're happy that we got our couple squonks. And we're going to hold. We're going to wait because I know that there's a lot of potential in these NFTs. Not just, to go up in price, but like, I don't know if, we talked about this off camera. I don't know if you guys know this. It was new to me that there are actually musicians right now who are funding their next album with an NFT, like you would Kickstarter. So anyone who buys their first run of NFTs for this album, not only helps fund the album by buying the NFT, but then they own a piece of the album. And what that means in this case is that that artist is giving everyone who bought and funded their album a residual. So they actually collect 20% of all the album sales. And the reason that this is so fascinating is because traditionally studios would fund an album and a studio would keep 80% and the artist would keep 20. But now the artist is keeping 80 and the fans are getting 20. So it's just, it's like that feeling that like, you discovered the band at the ground floor and you helped them like to get to their first album or their first tour. And then you get to go with them through the rest of their life and you get to share their music and grow with them. Right. And you're actually rewarded financially for helping them out.
And on top of that, as that artist grows in popularity, the NFT that you invested in to help them get off the ground is going to itself raise in value, just like a stock would. So these NFTs operate, even without all that utility, they operate almost like a stock where you buy into somebody and then the value is going to go up and you're going to have this coin that has some sort of real world application. And
that's pretty real.
That's what gets exciting.
Actually saying like, hey, you get a check from an album sale because you helped pay for it.
Yeah. Or you get allowed into this convention
Backstage.
because you have this NFT.
We've already heard like that there's an NFT called a Bored Ape Yacht Club. Some people who hold the NFT, people who have private establishments, have basically said, if you come to my bar and you flash your, Bored Ape Yacht Club, then you'll get like 20% off. So it's already making this small community of people. And if you think about like, what is like physical merchandise to us? Like, a really nice cotton shirt, like all organic. The materials, practically nothing. I mean, it's something, it's pennies, but it's just plants that are grown and woven together. And sure, someone works on it, but like a lot of that is overpriced. What I'm trying to say is you're paying for a name brand and you're paying for somewhat of a status symbol. And that's cool. Like, I like that. Like
you're buying into the things that you like and that you want to support and that you want to show off, and NFTs, I think, are just another form of that now. And it's going to be a form that has so much application. It's hard to even predict how crazy it could get. It's like when the internet was first coming and people were like, oh, we're going to be able to send mail through the wires,
through the space.
It's like, oh, you have no idea how crazy this is going to get.
However, I think a lot of people are kind of exhausted. Maybe I know I was at first. When I first heard of NFTs, it was so big. I was like, well, tell me what it does. Like, tell me beyond just telling me it's so much that no one can comprehend it. Like, I think a use case of getting a discount when you come in a store because you hold this little invite, going to backstage, being a holder, like you said, a stock.
Yeah. Like, what if MetaZoo wanted to do a convention that they throw themselves where they announce new things, how Nintendo does, their own convention where they show off Pokemon and, journalists get invited, specific people get to come to report on it. You could do the same thing and have NFTs be the ticket, That's exactly. These people can come. These people can come because they were our day one fans.
You're auto invited. When you go to a museum, sometimes the piece on the wall is not actually the piece. They have it in the back room. They don't want to be exposed to the public. They just put out a mock-up. But that museum has the piece. And the reason that you know that is because of who bought it from who. So there's actually a transactional record of who owned it throughout time, going back very far. You can see who the owners have been throughout the years. And that's why we know who has the real piece and, on display or in some back room somewhere, or maybe at their home. And that's what's happening now with the NFTs. So yeah, you can screenshot an NFT that sold for some outrageous price, but you can't show that your wallet is connected to that NFT. And someone who actually paid that outrageous price can say, you know what, I did buy this from Shaq and he did buy this, from et cetera. And you can actually track this back, everyone who's owned it. And that in itself might be some form of nostalgia for people to look back and say like, wow, I owned an NFT that was owned by William Shatner. He was 3 owners ago, and so it'll be able to show you that you have the original. Even if people can take a picture, you can be in an art gallery and take a photo. That's not the same as going, no, this is actually the original. And we get to actually have that for the first time virtually. And then the idea of showing off and showing the brands that you like and the style you like, the flavor you like. Because guys, come on, profile pics are important, aren't they? You want a good representation of yourself to the world. And some people even go to the extreme with like face filters and.
Right. And that's the thing with NFTs, that when people ask me like, explain to me why I should care or what about it? It's like, well, why do you care about anything? Why do you like the things you like? Because everybody right now in the world, we all like certain products. We do. There's some product that somebody likes. You can't find, nobody in the world hates every product. There's not a guy out there who you couldn't show something to that he wouldn't be like, ooh, that's cool. I want that.
Walt Whitman, like Into the Woods, maybe.
Yeah, but even him, you show him a sweet knife and you'd be like, oh God, I need that. So like, I think that this is just the next evolution of a certain type of product, which is that it's a highly stylized piece of art that has utility. That in itself can go so many different directions. So when people are like, why should I care about it? It's like, well, you should care about it because
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's really
not
fun.
Just, it's fun, and it looks cool, and it's crypto that you can see, and it has purpose, and it has meaning depending on what these companies want to do with it. Just like any product has purpose and meaning. It's just, you don't know the purpose from looking at this on the surface. And I think that that's what's really fun about these is that, yeah, that Sinkhole Sam looks dope, but who knows, that Sinkhole Sam might actually mean something in the future when MetaZoo releases their video game, maybe because you formed a contract with Sinkhole Sam.
You get that character in the game.
You get that character in the game.
Ooh, and let's face it, why an NFT? Why video games?
Why? Yeah.
Why? And also NFTs, the whole industry right now, if you look into it, just all pushing towards computers, games. Guys? It's all pushing towards video games.
Why internet?
Just like we started gaming on cell phones. And why?
Yeah.
Angry Birds. And Angry Birds wasn't the best game, but it got everyone into it. And that's what's happening right now with NFTs. There's a bunch of games being developed. Yep. They might not be the best games, but they're indie games. And eventually there's going to be like a Hades. There's going to be something that's so stylized.
There's going to be an Angry Birds of the NFT.
Honestly, we might be looking at it. It might be MetaZoo.
It might be.
Because it's a TCG in the NFT world. And I hope that it is.
Maybe because we have some squonks. We'll just be filthy rich the rest of our lives.
Crying with our squonks. It'll say, we'll make you filthy rich, but only if you cry the rest of your lives.
I'll do it.
If you stop crying, you owe us all the money back.
I'm basically crying all the time now.
That's true. Isn't everyone? Last bit of NFT news. We have a new, we think it's an NFT. I don't know if it was announced NFT, as one.
So we have to assume.
But I don't know if Mike shared that it was an NFT. I think what he said was basically a shout out to this one of one that's going into production. This is an Aoki Card House MetaZoo one of one hypnotic design, silver 3D animated rotating through Monument Valley.
I'm guessing that is tied to the actual statue. Like you get the one of one statue and you get this NFT with it. That'd be my guess.
Because so you buy the digital and you get the one physical.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Or vice versa, however it works. Yeah. Because he does say, contact me for your own custom resin sculpture. Your own one of one custom resin mixed media. So he's taking
mixed
orders.
Media.
Yeah. Resin mixed media. Yeah, exactly. He's just saying whatever he makes his sculptures of, he's taking orders for one of ones. And if this is hashtagged NFT, and we've got this rotating badass 3D design, I'm just like, I wonder if they're tied. I wonder if you get the statue, you also get the NFT.
Well, I mean, if we move on, hypnotic design, this is a 3D animation. It does say NFT, hinting at digital.
A cool business model.
To me, mixed media means literally mixed media. Like perhaps it's physical and digital. And I agree with you. It would be a great business model. And hypnotic design also does make digital 3D printed sculptures.
That can refer to mixed media as well. Like the fact that he printed it and painted it and used different media.
Totally.
Yeah.
And this is by Arian Am. All links in the description below. He made some sculptures here of Pikachu and Charman for Steve Aoki. By the way, Steve wearing a Naruto shirt.
Yeah.
I love
nice
Steve.
One. Nice one.
And Steve is actually on the Pikachu and the Charman.
Yeah, it kind of looks like he's bursting out of their chest.
And these are not one of ones. There's more than one. Looks like it says one of one. So maybe there's some difference. The size.
One of some. Yeah, one of one per size. Yeah.
And that's cool. Like psychedelic pink and purple Charmans flying around each other. Sick. Yeah, I love the art. Absolutely. It's going to be probably expensive, guys. We did check out their site. Yeah. Looks like the cheapest piece was like something like 500 or just under that, and they went up from there 2,000.
Yeah, they're gonna be pricey.
Yeah, but maybe they'll make tiny ones.
One of one, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll see. That's right, one of one. So we can't get it anyway. This is going to be some Mothman shit again.
Yeah.
What am I thinking? We're not getting our hands on this.
We're just looking.
No, this is as close as we get.
We just get to gaze upon the beautiful.
Yes, that's hey, you know what? That's enough. That's exciting.
We just get to watch the uppers.
I get dopamine out of it.
Me too.
Yep. All right, so one last little look here at the Mothman, because
the Mothman?
I believe, Frogman, Loveland Frogman. I believe this has something additional here. That's why I put this in the tab. I'm not sure. There's so many tabs. Little more of a granule 3D render. Mm-hmm. And I think here it is. This is the close-up what I believe is the physical sculpture. I don't think that's a 3D render.
I think that's a 3D
You
render.
think it's a 3D render?
Yeah.
I think that's real. I think that's, I don't know.
Maybe it is real. Maybe it is. I don't know. Like I said,
That was the Art of Rex. So the Art of Rex is a sculptor and he has physical pieces. So I just assumed, since he was tagged in it, oh, look at the little gold like fly around the Mothman's cape.
the Mothman.
The Frogman. Okay, let's move on. I'm losing it. We're at the end. Thank goodness.
New beginnings. Let's start it over from the top. Whole podcast from the top.
From the top, going from the top. Guys, I'm very excited about this. I really like complete state of game changes, and I like card draw, and that's basically what this is. Spell, new beginnings, 1 per spell book, 1 neutral. Each caster places their chapter into their spell book. Each caster shuffles their spellbook and then bookmarks 7 pages. You may not put New Beginnings in a spellbook that contains another page with New Beginning in its name. A much needed fresh start.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. And I think it might even be marked. Is that a rare? It almost looks like it's marked a common. But yeah, this is an amazing spell. Obviously, this is huge. If you start the game and you have a horrible hand and this is in your hand, no worries, my friend, because you can just draw a new one. And also, if your opponent has a great hand, you're screwing him over. I love it. I
mean,
can't
this
wait.
is great at any time. You're low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or, it's just, I can't wait. It's going to completely change the game dynamic. It's going to speed it up, and it's going to give that state of game change that I like, because I think everyone's going to play New Beginnings, and we're going to have these, I have a plan. Not anymore. You don't.
Right. And shout out to Seb for the artwork. So cool.
Absolutely.
The hands shuffling.
Coming out of the darkness, grabbing the MetaZoo cards.
So awesome.
All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, we're going to end with Akora.
Oh, yeah.
Zion.
This is so cool.
This is beyond cool. Like,
Akora is impressing me repeatedly,
more and
guys.
more. It's
every
really
week
interesting.
They're impressing me.
Yeah. Basically, what Zion decided to do was be generous and give everyone who was part of the Kickstarter an acrylic case for every single one of their boxes, but not just any acrylic case. It's a custom fit, laser engraved with Akora on the case.
It's really badass. I mean, I think this is gonna set a new precedent.
floor.
A box that I open up that's full of acrylic cases, that's full of Akora.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna want to display them and stare at them. They're gonna look so beautiful.
Yeah, I think he said that they're still going to come in the cases, but acrylic boxes and cases.
Yeah.
This is how I want all my first edition product from now on.
Yep,
Can
forever.
we just build this into the product? And yes, please, laser engraved. Thank you, Zion.
Nothing else is acceptable now.
Zion just said, my sleeping dragon got created by Beckett.
That's awesome.
That's fun.
I mean, Beckett seems to be pretty open to new card games. So that's awesome.
Great. We'll be able to hopefully grade an Akora card. I've actually never graded a card.
Yeah,
we've been collecting for years. We've never done it. Maybe it's about time.
Maybe we should do it.
Maybe Akora will be our first.
Now that they're lowering the prices, it seems much more reasonable.
Speaking of grading, Happy Halloween promos are now available at the Akora store.
The first time I looked at all of them, I was like, they're awesome. But the more I look at them,
Falling
these
in love.
scenes are just beautiful.
Akora, you're killing me because I'm going to want this all the time. But I understand this is special, and I love what you're doing outside of this.
They did something just because I'm a game player. I wish they had some effect that I could play in the game.
I know what you mean. Like, one of the coolest cards that Akora released was that dragon that had like the different text on it.
Yeah.
And then that's not going to be, you can't play that. And that does sting, guys. That stings a little, but you're doing cool enough stuff that who am I to judge?
Holy shit,
and
these cards are so cool. I
still
can't wait to
want
just stare at them. Yeah, I mean, I bought like whatever the max was they would let me buy.
That's
just
insane.
Like, give me them.
That's insane. And now I feel obligated to do the same.
Yeah.
Which is going to require a credit card.
This is why you want us as your fans, because we're stupid.
Yeah, no
we
dumb,
spend our money
sure.
like idiots, and we love the products that we spend our money on.
By the way, I want to say, I know you're looking at the cards right now. The colors might be oversaturated because I'm looking at them, and the card on the right specifically, go look at the cards for yourself at akorastore.com. They're going to be available until the end of the month, and I think they're print on demand, but then that's it.
That's going to be it. Yeah.
And I think that's it for us.
These are the first 3 promo cards. Oh yeah. Sorry.
That's you want to keep talking about Akora?
No,
we can keep talking.
We're good. We're good. It's been
a long show. I know that they've
show.
also had an illustrated novel, a couple pages that have been spoiled on their Instagram, links below. And excited to get in our hands, excited for the holidays. and playing some new TCGs
seriously.
with the family.
We've got so much planned in terms of TCG content. My gosh, I wish I could tell you guys all the ideas that we have.
We could just let it all out and just go on beyond midnight or something. I don't even know what time it is right now.
Yeah, why sleep, right?
Yeah. End of our day of work, guys. We forced ourselves to get in front of the mics, and we'll be back again soon after another day of work next week, and hopefully one day. No more work, just play.
Someday it'll be just us and you. It'll be all
that sounds scary. And I was about to say like something about like no work and no play. Where does that come from?
The Shining.
That's ended on that. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Everyone.
And I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you to our patrons. Thank you to everybody.
Later, guys.
Goodbye.